Buff Nation, we come to you with another Buffs Prime Time. It's a bowl edition and a holiday edition as we get ready for Colorado in the Alamo Bowl next Saturday, just over a week from now, down in San Antonio, Texas. Buffs will take on BYU alongside Coach Prime Deion Sanders. I'm Mark Johnson. We've also got, we got Coach Mathis coming in today, a little secondary talk. Isaiah Hardge is going to be here as well. I'm assuming you got some good Mathis stories you can tell us at some point.
We've been together for well over 20 years.
I was going to say, yeah.
So that's family. That's not a friend or a coach. That's family.
How many years did you play together? Couple?
I have no idea. I mean, yes, we played together with Cowboys, but I know he could play. He was good.
So we're looking forward to talking with those guys. A lot has happened since the last time we were together here. There's all kinds of awards and postseason, and there's a lot that happened. You've been busy.
Been extremely busy. I had to get away and go to the Country Prime Ranch and just sit back, relax, and try to do a little fishing. But that's where I think. I think and I sort things out, and I make some very wise decisions.
What do you call your ranch?
Country Prime.
Country Prime.
Country Prime Ranch.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
That's what we call it. And I love it.
Are you a big Christmas guy?
No.
No?
Like, I'm big on giving, but I'm not a receiving type of guy.
Gotcha.
So I believe in being Santa.
Right.
But I never lied to my kids and let them know it's a white dude getting ready to come down the chimney with some gifts in the inner city. That wasn't gonna happen, Yeah.
You just blew it here for all the youngsters watching on the show.
Well, I'm just keeping it 100. I work too hard to give somebody else my credit, white or black or Hispanic, whatever ethnicity. I work too hard for that.
I love it, Santa Prime. Yeah, it's different when the kids grow up, though, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah. My kids don't want gifts. My kids want money. I mean, that's what they've been wanting for a long time. I stopped the gifts things. I stopped that well over a decade ago.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. They want money. They want to go get their own.
So I know that we're going to be down in San Antonio now for the holiday, so it's going to be different. But on an average year, around Casa Day Prime, you got mom there and all that. What would be a Christmas Day with the Sanders household?
Everybody got a check. Well, before they got a check. They got a check. Now the kids, my nephew TJ and twin and all them, we may get them a bunch of gifts, a bunch of nice things that they like. But the bigger kids, like Shiloh, Shador, DeAndre, Bucky, Shalimar, they want money. They just want a check. Yeah. They don't even want a check anymore. They want cash. they don't even want it. They want right there, deposit in their accounts or whatever. They want it.
Dad, we're not taking a transfer. We want the hard, cold cash.
There you go.
In their hand. That's
there
right.
you go.
Yeah.
They want to go get their own. So I'm not getting ready to run around no mall. I'm getting ready to get online, and I ain't doing all that.
Sure, yeah.
Here you go.
Right.
Yeah, here you go.
How about a big Christmas meal? Is that part of the process?
No, because, families are broken.
No, I understand, yeah.
Go around your mama's house, kick it, then come around dad's crib, kick it like that. That's how we do it. I want them to go visit their mothers first because that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Then come on around the pops. I'll be there chilling.
Yeah. Speaking of getting stuff, how awesome was last weekend in New York with the Heisman Trophy?
It was good. I mean, it was my first one that I ever witnessed. Seeing all the former Heisman winners and seeing how wonderful the occasion was. I had never been there, so I didn't know what to expect. It was phenomenal, and I knew our guy was going to win.
Right.
And it's so funny. I'm just sitting there by his fiancée and his mother, and I said, y'all know we got this, right? So don't even worry about this. We've done all the work. Now let God be God. Just relax, have faith. And I said, you see where that camera's sitting right there? I said, I know a little something about TV. That camera's focused on us. So what you think they mean? They want our reaction. Okay?
That's the tell.
I'm telling you, this is how this works.
That's the tell right there.
Yes, now you see how they save them for last in the interviews? What do you think they mean?
Somebody asked you this the other day, and I think it was a great question. They said, when you first saw Travis, when did you think to yourself, he's got that kind of gift?
When I saw him do one-on-ones.
Yeah.
He took the first rep on, I think, as a receiver, or I forgot what, DB or receiver, and he dominated. Then he flipped over and did the same thing. Yeah. I said that's different. That's a different young man, and he wanted all the smoke. You got to understand, like in Jackson, a lot like here, the practices were on 10. Like, everything was filmed, and, they knew where the cameras were placed. So when they score on somebody, they run right into the cameras and do their thing. And, it was a different type of hype, man. So it was fun. It still is fun, but we knew right then he was special.
You're used to kind of that heat that comes from being, Neon Deion in primetime and all this kind of stuff over the course of time. I guess I've been taken aback a little bit the last few days.
Mm-hmm.
Travis gets this award. To me, it was a no-brainer, and that's all due respect to the young man at Boise.
We don't have to do that. Let's just let it be.
Yeah,
now, you're very respectful.
Yeah,
but I'm sick of being nice to everybody.
Sure.
And first of all, it was too close.
Right.
Come on, man. We've seen all other stuff before.
Yeah.
What everybody else did that was there, we've seen that before.
Sure.
We've never seen this before.
No.
So how could it even be close? See, that's the kind of stuff that make me mad. Take me out of it.
Right.
Let these kids be who they are, man. Give them what they got coming. Leave the hate and animosity and the ignorance and the adolescence alone. Take me out of it. We've never seen this done, and we may never see this done again.
100% agree.
There's other stuff that we saw.
Yeah.
We've seen that before.
Right. 29 players have rushed for over 2,000 yards. We've seen that. Okay?
Thank you.
And that's taking nothing away from the young man.
Thank
He was phenomenal this season.
Thank you. I didn't even get upset. Great lead in.
Yeah.
I ain't saying nothing about Shador.
No, exactly right.
How is he not there?
Yeah. Finished
on
8th.
the panel.
Right.
8th?
8th.
How can Cam Ward finish behind the other quarterback?
That's a good question.
Yeah, come on, man. Like, they got to stop, man.
Right.
They got to stop this stuff, man. This is ridiculous, man.
Well, the one thing, and I don't care if you're talking about the Heisman this year or other times when there have been, guys that say, well, I won't vote for said player because, 100% of the electorate out there should not be voting for this guy. The politics of this thing has always driven me crazy. Right?
Shouldn't be no politics. If you watch a football game, this
right.
kid is different.
Based on the performance on the field. But you know what happens
based on the performance on the field and based on the projection of where he's going.
Sure, right.
Based on the projection. So this is the best player in the country thought of by the draft experts.
Sure.
And he don't supposed to win the Heisman. Man, come on, man.
Was there any conversation all amongst all of you that, listen, we know the way this works in the Heisman. There's no way they're going to let two of our guys be sitting up there in the dais.
Yeah, we told him that. And Shador don't care.
Yeah.
He care about the draft.
Right.
He didn't care about that. He didn't care about the individual stuff. He didn't care about that. Shador is more inclined to the team stuff. Now, Travis wanted this Heisman.
Sure.
So that's why Shador, hey, man, I want you to have this Heisman. What do I need to do? I got you, So we wanted that for certain. But Shador he don't care like that.
Have you been taken aback at all? I know that's the point I was trying to make, is that I've been taken aback by kind of the conversation that, well, Travis was average on both sides of the ball.
Who's the idiot that said that?
Well, there's a lot of them.
Well,
I can't name
they need to
one
raise
of them.
their hands.
Yeah.
We need to put them on the screen while we're talking right now.
Right.
This is the idiot that said that.
Right.
But how is that? And he's rated maybe the number one pick in the draft.
Yes.
So how is he average?
Certainly the first non-quarterback. He'll be the first non-quarterback taken when the draft
Yes.
comes around. Yes.
How is he average?
Yeah. I can't figure it out, Brian.
It's the only guy in college football that you got a game plan on both sides of the ball.
Exactly.
On both sides of the ball. And if I put him on special teams, you would have to do it again.
Yeah.
So that's just crazy.
The foresight on your part when you looked at him and say, and I know you played on both sides of the ball,
right?
And other guys.
That's why I could look at him and say
and see that
something. Most guys, they look at him and couldn't say nothing.
When you recruited him and you got the number one player in America to come to Jackson, was that part of the conversation? Because I'd imagine most coaches would not even talk to him about that.
It was never a part of the conversation because it's understood.
Okay.
You recruited this guy, you want this guy. You don't recruit this guy to demean him to your guy. Mm-hmm. You recruit him to be that guy. Who recruits a guy in high school and wants to turn him into what they want him to be?
You see a lot of coaches do that, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why the kids don't respect him.
Right.
That's why the kids end up leaving or doing something that's not progressive to their careers. You can't. When you recruit a Travis Hunter, you recruit him to be who he is and try to enhance that.
Do you think because you did it, you could see it?
I could see it before I did it.
Is that right?
Yeah. I didn't do it, didn't see it. You know, like I could see it before I did it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's special.
Yeah.
And then I knew everyone around him that knew him. He played for Cam. It's a phone call. Cam, tell me about this cat.
Right.
Hey, Prime, he's him. Hey, man, tell me about this cat. I could pick up a phone and get real hood validation on who this kid is.
Yeah. Do you think sometimes coaches limit their own programs because they don't have that kind of imagination, that kind of foresight?
Well, they've never done it. It's hard to imagine something you can't do yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, that was profound. It's hard to imagine something you can't do yourself. And you got to understand, I've been there. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking for him to be great, and I'm not worried about making this other guy mad on the other side of the ball that I lied to and promised that he was going to be this. No, that's half of it too.
Mm-hmm.
So now if you play him on both sides, that's somebody you recruited got to sit their butt down somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're better than him, beat him out.
The one thing that I've learned about you that I didn't know when you got here, right? I knew you by reputation when you got here, is the way you've approached this thing. And I was on a show the other day, and somebody asked me about this, and I said, I think a lot of times for those of us who were around here when Prime got here, we questioned or we wondered about things because we'd never seen it, right? You've brought a different approach to how college coaches do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
What you've done from the portal standpoint, what you've done from a social media standpoint, how you view your players. Initially, I think people thought that was kind of, if you will, hate against you. I think sometimes it's that people don't understand it because they've never seen it, and so they question it.
They don't understand.
Does that make sense?
They don't understand the mythology
Yeah.
of it. But guess what? What are they doing now?
Now they're jumping on board. Yeah.
Just because we've seen it first don't make us wrong.
Right.
Just because we did it first don't make us wrong.
You know what we see, I think, and I'm wondering about what we're seeing in college athletics. You've got Bill Belichick in North Carolina now.
And I'm happy.
That's awesome.
I'm elated.
That's Eddie George gets a job.
Yeah.
Mike Vick has gotten a job.
I'm elated. It's one more. It's coming.
Right. But we live in a copycat world.
Yeah.
Because people see what you've done and go, we want a taste of that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Now, here's the thing about it, though. There's only one of you.
Just say it. Ain't one Prime. Like you said, it's cool.
Right.
But I'm the kind of guy that calls out. My phone has been ringing off the hook this last week.
Yeah.
I've talked. You best believe I talked to Mike Vick.
I bet you have.
You best believe I've talked to all these other guys. That's why I know who's next.
Right.
So I've talked to all of them, and I give them the wisdom to understand. Matter of fact, I'm assembling a call today with several of these young coaches and young African-American coaches to make sure they don't make the mistakes that I made.
Okay.
Like, we're going to help each other because we want them to be successful, because if they're successful, guess what happens? Someone else gets the opportunity.
Do you think because of the way the game is evolving, I think you've brought somewhat of an NFL mindset to the college game and the way it's evolving with, essentially free agency in the portal. Can that be duplicated by a lot of guys?
Yes, it can.
It can?
It can. I mean, certain things can't, by the way we attack the media and social media and all that. It can't. But, and then you got to understand, having two guys that are not only great on the field, but they were some of the best NIL earners in the country.
Yes.
So that was phenomenal as well, because we know what we're doing.
Right.
And kids see that. They want to follow in those footsteps.
Yeah. It's going to be fascinating to watch.
It is.
Because what you've done, the ripple effects are being felt now in college athletics with what you've done.
Yeah, but they won't say we did it first.
Right.
I was looking somewhere, and I'm not going to call the coach's name because he had nothing to do with it. They said, yeah, just like the way he showed everybody how to use the portal. What? What? Right. Okay, I got that. I'm good with that.
Hey, the Buffs are getting ready for the Alamo Bowl coming up on the 28th to take on BYU. We've got Coach Mathis. We got Isaiah Hardge coming up. One more segment with Coach Prime. I want to ask him about something that just changed in college athletics that's going to kind of affect things moving forward, too. We'll talk about that when we come back. At the other side, it's Buffs Prime Time presented by Aflac. This is Colorado football from Learfield. Back once again on Buffs Prime Time here on the Colorado Football Network. It's presented by Aflac. Get help with the expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Visit aflac.com to learn more. We continue with Coach Prime here. Buffs getting ready for the Alamo Bowl coming up on December 28th. Still, Kevin Mathis is going to join us. Isaiah Hardge is going to join us.
I love Harge, man.
He's good, isn't he?
He's like another son to me.
Is that right?
Yeah. Like the other day, he hit me. He was texting me about something because he's losing his roommate, and we got to make sure we get a proper guy in there for him.
Okay.
And I made sure he was straight. Yeah. And he texted me, "Thank you, Pops." And like that stuff means a lot to me, man.
Sure.
That I've crossed that threshold and now I'm Pops. You know, I like that. But I love that kid. He's one of the most talented players we have.
He is. He's got a chance, doesn't he?
Yes.
On both sides of the ball,
on both
right?
sides of the ball.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned that. I know we talked about Travis a moment ago. There was a moment in the ceremony when he came up, he hugs his fiance, hugs his mother, and then you guys embraced.
Yeah.
That was special for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, because we took a chance on each other. More so, he took a chance on me, and he didn't have to. He's the number one kid in the country, and you come to Jackson State, man, and you believe not only in yourself, but you believed in me enough to be able to guide you to that stage of that Heisman. And people don't understand the meetings behind the curtains, the meetings in the office, the conversations on the lake fishing, when you're injured and you're hospitalized, and you know that kid there is just unbelievably kind and considerate, and he genuinely loves you. And the embrace that we had in the first game at Jackson was very similar to the embrace we had the other night, and all those things run through your mind.
Sure.
And that's what was transpiring. Like the memories was just flying by.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
There's I guess it's the realization of what we talked about, the vision we had all came to fruition, right?
Like we underpromised and over-delivered to one another on everything. Like everything that we thought, we exceeded it. Everything. I mean, everything. So that was a tremendous moment because I knew it meant a lot to him. And just to be there for it was awesome. And then to have, Lil Wayne there for it was awesome. Like, that's who we are with Colorado. Like, come on, man.
That's awesome.
Who else have one of the biggest artists in the nation,
Nobody.
ever,
Nobody.
There at the proceedings?
What will, obviously, with Shedeur being your son, but Travis has become like a son to you. What kind of conversations will you have with them, and guidance will you give them leading up to the draft?
I just had one before I came down here.
Did you?
Yeah. Just Shedeur, we just was going over business thought processes and everything. And I said, you know what? Because when we first started talking, I said, we need to get this picture of somebody shooting you in behind your head, and we talk it, and just to capture, she say, I wonder what they're talking about. It was a real conversation.
Yeah.
Good and hearty conversation.
The value of that, though, Prime, that you've been there, you've walked in those footsteps, you know what's coming. You didn't have that when you were in that position.
Papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his hat, he was
right.
So, no, I definitely didn't have that.
So the value of that for those two young men.
Yeah, not only those two, just the rest of our young men. And I was telling him that one of the things, I'll include this, I said, I need you to throw one of the 7-on-7s at the bowl game in Texas, East-West. Your receivers are going to be there. I want them to look good. So you have timing with them. Right. So go out there and dominate. He said, I got it. Go. Yeah. So that's the way he is. He's always thinking about his team. He's always thinking about helping them tremendously. And I just have to paint the picture for him so he can see it.
Part of the culture you've built here, and we're seeing this in college football, it's not the case everywhere. And you made the comment right away that the bowl game should do or Travis. Guys are going to hit.
Yeah, that matters to us.
Yeah.
What at the goal? We never talked about how many games we were going to win. Yeah. We never talked about Big 12 championship. We talked about getting Peggy to a bowl game.
Right.
That was the vision. Why would we get that and make that vision, then go out there and lay it down?
Yeah.
No. And we're leaders. I haven't seen anybody around the country talking about tapping out right now.
Right.
I've been hearing all these young men talk about we're playing, and that's something we're thankful and we're proud to be the catalyst in, because you should play.
You talked the other day at your press conference about moments at Florida State as a player and what that meant in the memories you got of those ball games.
Man, and we're going to try to exceed that because I've been on the other side. I've been that player. So to try to exceed that and give these young men those memories that they would never surpass. I mean, it's something that you always hold on to because it's like a serious, kind, beautiful vacation. That's what it is. You're going to a whole nother city, but you're not going to play and leave right away. You're going there for several days, and you got tremendous events. I wanted to make sure. I said, you know what? Let's take all the buses and let the kids go shopping because it's the day before Christmas. Let's just let them go crazy in the mall.
Yeah.
Let's just let them. Let's do that with the team.
Well, what are you going to, speaking of Christmas, what are you going to do with the guys down there on Christmas Day?
Well, we're going to exchange gifts. They don't know that yet, but everybody's going to get each other a gift.
All right.
And we're going to exchange that in the why, and we're going to record it, then let you all see it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. It's going to be great.
And
I can't wait to see it.
You going to try and get Peggy involved in all that?
I don't know if Peggy be at the hotel that time, but Peggy's she's the shero. She's our shero.
The shero.
She's our shero. Yeah.
It's amazing with the relationship. You and I were talking out of practice the other day, and you said something about the way she accepted you and what
Yeah.
that did for you in this position.
You got to understand, you talk about two different ethnicities, two different cultures, raised
coming from different worlds.
profoundly different worlds.
Yeah.
And she embraces me, loves me unconditionally, unapologetically, outwardly, openly, and just invited me into her home. And yeah, the ignorance out there, oh, yeah, you Coach Prime. Yeah, there's a lot of coaches out there don't get that.
Yeah.
They don't get that. But she didn't have to, and she did it anyway. So I have to reciprocate the love that was extended to me, and I'm thankful to be on the other end of that because she has been everything to me here.
I'm going to be honest. You made me nervous as all get out there when you had her kick off the first spring game. Man.
Yeah. I knew she had a leg. I know she had to kick to do what she's done and to be here like she's here. She had to kick some stuff in her life.
Yes, she did. Tell me something about Coach Mathis that you think is important.
Detailed, direct, to the point, don't play. One of the hardest workers I played with, was truly undersized in the NFL, but exceeded expectations. Was fast as all get out, one of the fastest players as well as I ever played with, and one of the toughest. And he's an extension of who he was on the field as a coach. And these cornerbacks and slots they should be thankful to have him as a coach because of what he brings to the table. It's truly unique. And if they're not prepared for the game, it's their fault because he over-prepares them for the game. And I love the way he goes about his business. And we've been coaching together since the beginning with an organization we call Truth. You got to understand, we've been doing this for well over 20 years. So to take an organization that didn't appear to having a trial at the Cotton Bowl and attracting 1,200 young kids and having the audacity to say, okay, we're going to split them up in 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to go rent a whole school in the summer. We're going to take them to a training camp. We're going to teach them how to be young men. We're going to teach them these plays. We're going to teach them structure. We're going to put the word of God in their lives. And we're going to just do this. And we did it. So that was our first portal. We took something that was nothing and made it into something. And we did that for well over a decade. Then we went up to schools. Okay, now we're going to do it at high school. Okay, now we're going to do it in this high school. Now we're going to do it at this private school. It's always been something that was nothing that we turned into something.
Okay. Great players don't always make great coaches. What do great players have to have? What's the ingredient to make them a great coach?
They got to stop looking for themselves. I would be a fool if I'm looking for myself and all my cornerbacks. They can't live up to that expectation. But I could look at them and try to put some pieces that I may have inside of me into them, but I'm not looking for them to be me. I got to try to help them to be the best them they could be. And that's what coaches need to do instead of, I can't make you into me.
Right.
You know, it's like you making somebody into you. They don't have your voice.
Yes.
They don't have your timing. They don't have your pace. They don't have how you switch and change gears of your elevation of the moment. They don't have that. So you'll be a fool to sit up here and try to make this guy you. No, man, just shut up and set me up and let me do my thing. That's the gift, isn't it?
Do you know how I know that Prime is observant? You just said something that most broadcasters don't understand. That was really good.
You know, I did this for over 20 years.
I know you did.
So
yes.
I know
Yeah.
when I'm doing this stuff, I know your side of it. That's why I respect the heck out of it because I did it for 20 years. Most coaches do it opposite. They leave coaching and go into broadcasting. God took me the back way, and he's always have. So I left broadcasting to come into coaching.
But what you just illustrated right there is that, and I've always thought that most people that have success are great observers. They watch and learn while they're doing things.
You got to understand, man. I used to sit there and study everything, like relationships. Like everybody was just looking at Sanford and Son, just watching the timing and all that. I was watching an incredible relationship between a man and a father that didn't have much. You know, and Sanford and Son. In good times, I was watching the wonderful fatherhood of James Evan that didn't have much, but they called the show Good Times. You know why? Because at the end of the day, no matter the problematic scene that they shot, it always was a good time by the end of it.
That's right.
So when I watch television, I watch it to study. I don't watch it to be entertained.
Right.
I'm different. I'm very analytical like that. So I watch things and how the connectivity of things work.
One's active, one's passive.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good stuff. Hey, I was going to say, hey, why don't you ask him about BYU? What do you think about this matchup we got coming up?
Shoot, tremendous. These guys are good. They don't play. They don't make many mistakes. They're well coached. First of all, I love the coach.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him. That's my man. I can't wait to see him. We sat together at the Big 12 meetings, and he was just so kind and thoughtful. Can't wait to see him. That team is good. I can't wait to play him. I want to play him too because I want to. You want to see what they got because you watched them all year, and I want them to see what we got. And it's going to be a good one. But we know they're not going to make many mistakes, and we don't want to make them either. But we've been having some great practices, man. I'm proud of the guys. They put it back on, and they're going at it.
So they took some time off, but they've come back on fire.
Yes. Yeah. We even had a fight the other day. I wasn't clapping, but I was like, yeah.
How much new do you do for a bowl game? Or you are what you are at this point in time?
You are what you are, but you try to enhance in some things that you know need to be enhanced. You give guys opportunities. You may see a senior or two out that you may have not seen, but they're senior. I want to get them out. You may try some things with your punter. Like, what do you want to do, man? Give me one thing you want to do in your last game in college football. And he said this and that. So you may see something new.
Okay.
You have a little fun. You want to win, but you want to have fun as well.
All right. Fantastic. Hey, have a very Merry Christmas.
Amen. You as well.
I'll see you down
and
in
the
San
whole
Antonio.
crew
That's
as
right.
well.
All right.
Are all you guys going?
Yeah. Well, not the TV guys, but the other guys are. Yeah,
Budget got you guys on?
That's the way it works. You know the way that works. I mean, come on. You're always talking to us about that. Coach, Merry Christmas.
God bless.
All right. That's Coach Prime. Here the Buffaloes will take on BYU in the Alamo Bowl on the 28th timeout. Coach Mathis is going to join us after a quick break. This is Colorado Football from Learfield. Buzz Prime Time. It's our holiday edition, bowl edition here at the Champion Center at the University of Colorado, on the Colorado Football Network. I'm voice of the bus, Mark Johnson. They're tracking down Coach Mathis. He snuck his head in. We were still talking to Prime, so he was out doing something. So Isaiah Hardge happened to walk in, so we're going to jump in. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I mean, congratulations on a great season.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. How's a little bit of a break between the end of the season and getting back into practice? What kept you busy during that whole period?
Just staying on track, keeping my head down, working hard, staying on the path that I want to be on and being great.
Yeah. When we had Coach Prime on here just a few minutes ago, and I brought your name up, and he said, number one, he's like a son to me. He said you guys were texting back and forth the other day.
Yes, sir.
He said, number two, he's exceptionally talented. When you hear that kind of thing from Prime, what does that mean to him?
It means a lot, looking up, like when I was little, looking up to him. I was always a Prime fan, so it's a big blessing to be here, playing both ways and, having him as a coach.
Well, when you see what Travis has just done,
right,
the possibilities that are out there, well, what does that do for you? Does it motivate you? Does it inspire you? What does it do?
It definitely motivates me heavily. I'm a competitor, so it brings out my competitive nature.
All right. What was the determining factor in your decision to come to Colorado?
Just to be a part of a culture, being a part of a family bond, and then Coach Prime coming here, so I wanted to be a part of that too and learn from not just about football, but about life.
When you think of, I think there's a perception of Coach Prime from the folks out there. Internally, I've seen a different side of this in my role. You're obviously in the locker room. You're on the roster of this team. What is something about the way that he orchestrates this team and how he handles things that makes it so special for you players here?
Just to bring us close together, bring us like a brotherhood. Making sure we're all accord, making sure like we're all as one, as like a family. Mm-hmm. So either if you need some help by some friends or teammates, you could call them a brother.
Yeah. So there is that brotherhood. There is that family atmosphere. There's an accountability, isn't there, that maybe people don't understand. I mean, he holds you guys accountable at a very high level in terms of how you conduct yourself, how you approach your business. Talk about that.
To me, I like being held accountable. So that's how I was raised, being held accountable. So I kind of try to keep that with the team and trying to just help out with missing pieces. So. It's a good thing that he holds us accountable. It's a big thing, so it keeps us all on one accord.
Sure, and that has there's truth in that in terms of what you do at practice, how you prepare, the academics of this, but also he talks a lot to you guys about being a man and what that means, and being a father, husband, member of society, those kind of things, doesn't he?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's a big part, because life after football, You know, the real world's gonna hit you. So
Yeah.
you gonna learn how to be a man. You know how to handle your things on your own. Especially we got people that got players
Sure.
that got kids. So
Yeah.
they gotta know how to provide for their kids, and he teaches that a lot. So he most definitely brings us to make us become the men that we want to be.
Tell the viewers and listeners about your background. Where you come from? Do you come from a big family, a lot of brothers and sisters, that kind of thing? Give us some background for it.
I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
One of those Florida guys.
Yeah.
The Prime talks about. Yeah.
Yep. So I got one sibling, 2-parent household. I come from, not the wealthiest, but my parents always provided for me, with me and my brother, everything that we needed. So I just wanted to be there for them and want them to be I just want to retire them.
Yeah. You got one brother?
Yes, sir.
Younger or older?
Older.
He's
He
older?
played at Colorado State.
Played Colorado State. Okay, all right.
Yep.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of rivalry there with him being with the Rams and you with the Buffs?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was always a rival. I always looked up to him, but every time we competed, off and on the field. So.
Are you excited about playing in this bowl game? BYU coming up here next week?
Yes, sir. I'm excited. Can't wait to get to Texas, showcase my talents.
Love it. And you get the sense as this group's gotten back together now after some time off. This is a motivated group. And I ask that because of what college athletics has become. And sometimes the bowl games, teams are like, I don't know. You guys seem very motivated and excited to be playing in this game.
Yes, sir. We are motivated. Every time the team, we always come out. I know I come out, try to help out the DBs, try to get them better every day. Even when I'm on the offense or on the defensive side, I'm trying to get the opposite side better.
What do you want for Christmas?
Shoot. Anything. I'm blessed to have anything. I'm thankful. I'm just thankful to be here.
That's right. Yeah. What's the best Christmas gift you ever got?
Best Christmas gift?
Yeah. Something as a kid?
I would say.
Did you get a PlayStation one time?
Yeah, I got a PlayStation.
There you go. That's got to be a highlight, doesn't it?
Yes.
Fantastic. Prime was just talking. You guys are going to be giving each other gifts when you get down to San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, get something nice for one of your teammates.
I will.
Right. Have one more great game. We can't wait to see the way you continue to develop here at CU.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Isaiah Hardge, great player for the Buffaloes on both sides of the ball. The guy that coaches him is Kevin Mathis. We're going to talk to the assistant coach after a quick timeout as we continue here on Buffs Primetime. This is Colorado football from Learfield. Back one final time on Buffs Primetime here at the Champion Center. Our program brought to us by Aflac, voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Kevin Mathis, secondary coach, joining us now here for a few minutes. Welcome.
I appreciate it.
Getting ready for this bowl game, huh?
Oh, man, we're ready. We're ready to take that field.
It's kind of funny the way college athletics has turned out there. Have you noticed a very motivated group coming back to practice or getting ready for this one?
You know what? It's something about them playing football.
Yeah.
And we was kind of worried on how they would approach it, but they come out the last 2 days, man, and showed us they really ready to, strap it up.
That says something about the culture you guys have built here. Doesn't it?
Yeah, because they understand anytime you get a chance to get on that football field and show your talents, man, you want to make sure you're right,
Yeah. We were talking during the break here. I asked Kevin, I said, was it 2 or 3 years you played with Prime in Dallas? He said 3 years. If I would have walked up to you in, let's say, 1997 or 1998 and said, hey, Coach, in about, 26, 27 years, you and Prime are going to be coaching college football at the University of Colorado, what would you have said?
I would have said no. I would put all my money on that. There was no way not only me, but him coaching, that's nothing that we never thought we would do.
Yeah. Did you ever think as a player about getting into coaching at all back then?
Never did.
Yeah.
I think probably my last year when I got injured, I started doing some things with the coaching staff.
Yeah.
And I kind of enjoyed the other side of it, just trying to see the game planning part of it. But before that, never. I was just strictly thinking about how I could do to help the team and make myself better as a player, never as a coach.
Well, when you first met Prime back in the day, what was the first impression you had of him that maybe changed over the course of time?
Oh, man, just, because when I first got there, he wasn't there. I'm saying we didn't see him to the first game. So
okay.
It just actually, like we said, he flew in one time for practice, and just seeing him, the myth, the legend in person.
Because he was playing baseball.
He was playing baseball,
yeah.
so he flew in for one practice, and then we saw him when we got to the stadium. We played Pittsburgh that day, and man, it was just seeing him in practice. He didn't do much. He just came out there and you just at awe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then we get into the actual game.
Pittsburgh. It's 3rd down, and we make the stop. I'm getting ready to run out for punt, and he just tapped me on. I got this little fella. The next day, you see him high stepping down the sideline on the punt. And me and Coach Avazano just looked at each other like, okay.
This is where it goes.
Yeah, this is what it is.
Coaching a Heisman Trophy winner like you've done this year in the last 2 years in Travis Hunter. How do you approach that? When you've got a guy that's so talented, how do you approach coaching a guy like that?
Man, that's the hardest thing to do.
That's right.
You don't want to do anything to overcoach this guy, because he's so talented and he does so many things well and great. So you just try to make sure you got an even balance and how to change some things to help him, but not so to take away the greatness that he has. Man, he just, for a guy like him to have that much ability and talent, he listens so well, and he make adjustments because he trusts you. He trusted that Coach Prime has the best interest in how to make him a better player, and I've done what I can to put some things into him to help him when he's out on the field. But you just try not to mess him up. You don't see guys like that often. So, you just want to make sure that you're not overcoaching him.
Kevin, you talk about the trust that he's got to have from you. There's got to be trust going the other direction, right? Because I would assume, and I've heard some of the other coaches talk about, Robert Livingston talked about this, where Travis would tell him what he's thinking. You've got to trust him too, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I'm saying we got a thing back and forth, but and the only reason I trust him because I know how much time he spent, watching film and the time that he spends breaking down the receivers and things like that. So when we talk and communicate, we're kind of on the same page. So when he's seeing certain things out there on the football field, I can say, okay, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Just do what you need to do. Understand, that I trust you. Make the play. And he did plenty of those plays. I was like, oh, and he made the play.
His instinct is amazing when you watch him. You played that position at an exceptionally high level for 10 years in the NFL, which means you covered the receivers at a very high level for 10 years in the NFL. When you look at Travis, do you say either side of the ball, he's going to be special in the National Football League?
Whatever he puts his mind to.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe that he can play receiver at a high level, and we've seen he can play defensive back at a high level, and that won't change because he's going to challenge himself no matter what it is, an offense or defense. And when he's one, there's one thing about him, man. He's a competitor. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be the best at everything he does, and that's just who he is.
That's the one thing that you can't teach, that hunger, that competitiveness. Hey, you've been outstanding this season. Keep up the good work. Let's get a win in the bowl game.
Oh, we will.
All right, I love it. Kevin Mathis, assistant coach for the Buffaloes. The Buffs will take on BYU on Saturday, December 28th at 5:30 Mountain Time. We're going to hit the air at 3:30 on the network. Our thanks to Coach Prime, to Isaiah, to Kevin Mathis for joining us here. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, everybody. This has been Colorado Football from Learfield.